Texas the Omertosa, the newest 6-star limited operator coming to global, is undebatably an SSS tier unit, but you might not want to pull for her. Watch until the end to find out why.
引き続きドクターの身辺警護に当たる。任務のためだけでなく、貴重な再会のためにも。
Let's analyze why Texas the Omertosa is so goddamn good, starting with her skill 2. Texas the Omertosa's skill 2, Endless Downpour, deals 240% arts damage to all nearby enemies on deployment, inflicts minus 30% res to them for 10 seconds, increases her attack plus 55%, and her attacks hit 2 times, dealing arts damage. This is insane not only because of the multipliers, but also because of the minus 30% res and arts damage combo. Texas the Omertosa normally deals physical damage, but her skill turning this physical damage into arts damage is extremely convenient for high defense and low res bosses. Texas's skill 2 is great against such enemies as the trees in Chapter 11. But before we get into the numbers, let's look at how her talents pair with this skill. Her skill 2 also has an initial SP of 0, meaning it gets triggered as soon as she is deployed, similar to how Phantom's skill works. Texas's first talent, Texas Tradition, increases her attack plus 20% when her skill is active. After defeating an enemy for the first time, she recovers all HP and reactivates the passive skill. Her skill 2 lasts for 10 seconds, so if you kill an enemy for the first time before the 10 seconds is up, you can ideally extend her skill window and attack addition to a whole 20 seconds. In addition, this attack plus 20% increase stacks with her first skill's attack flat increases. Her second talent, Texas Sword Arts, increases her attack speed plus 10 before defeating an enemy, and reduces all damage taken by 30%. Texas's normal attack speed is 1.08 attacks per second, but this plus 10 attack speed increases her attack interval to 1.18 attacks per second. This means that in her 10-second skill window of skill 2, she is able to get in 11 attacks instead of 10, and with each attack dealing lethal damage, this actually makes a huge difference. This is as insane as her first talent, but you have to realize that the attack speed addition and damage taken reduction does not apply to the second activation of her skill from her first talent, as it ends before defeating an enemy. In short, her first talent makes her a high attack beast who can double the length of her skills, and the second talent makes her a fast redeploy high attack speed monster and a tank at the same time. Okay, now let's talk about her skill 3, Torrential Sword Rain. This skill is her most frequently used skill and arguably her strongest skill as well. After deployment, she immediately deals 165% arts damage 2 times to all nearby enemies, stuns them for 2 seconds, then activates Sword Rain every second against 4 different targets within range, dealing 130% arts damage, and stunning the targets for 2 seconds. So not only does this skill deal arts damage, and a lot of it, it also stuns the targets. Stunning targets combined with her tankiness from her second talent further increases her survivability as she dishes out lethal amounts of damage, and on top of the Sword Rain, she is also able to deal normal attacks during this skill window. Although this skill is only 8 seconds and has lower multipliers than her skill 2, it allows for damage to multiple enemies, which increases the chance that her first talent gets triggered and her skill gets extended to 16 seconds or less. For example, a great use case of the skill is on SV9, where her skill 3 hits both the boss and the flowers, killing the flowers just at the end of her skill window and re-triggering her talent to deal damage to the boss for another 8 seconds. In addition, her skill 3 is able to hit aerial enemies, so if used strategically, she can take out several ground enemies and aerial enemies at the same time. And similar to her skill 2, it activates immediately upon deployment, making Texas the Omertosa a fast redeploy helicopter beast. So her skills and talents are great, but how about her module? How well does it mesh with her kit? The answer to that is very, very well. At module level 2, it begins to upgrade her first talent, adding plus 25% to her attack, which again stacks with her skill's attack increase. At level 3, it increases this addition to 28% instead of 25%. It also grants her an additional plus 10% attack if there are no allied units in the 4 adjacent tiles, which stacks as well. And it gives her a flat 180 max HP and a flat 65 attack. So I keep talking about stacking, and while it sounds cool, how is it reflected in Arknights' damage formula? The way damage is calculated relies on an operator's final attack. Final attack is given by the operator's base attack times the summation of all attack percentage increases times the attack multiplier buff. The best kind of attack increases are those that stack additively rather than multiplicatively, since this stacking is reflected more in the final attack of an operator. For example, at module level 3, potential 0, E2 level 90, Texas's final attack would be 724 times 1.58 times the skill multiplier. That's the theory behind it, but now let's look at some actual use cases and actual numbers. We will assume Texas is at module level 3, potential 0, E2 level 90 for all upcoming calculations. First up, we'll head back to the chapter 11 trees with Texas's skill 2. Texas initially deals 240% attack to a debuffed minus 30% res tree. Since the tree normally has 10 res, it now has 7 res. Texas's initial attack deals 3,200 damage. After that, she gets in 22 hits, each with a total of 1,337 damage, leading to a grand total of 35,818 damage, or 90% of a tree's HP. Note that a tree has a whopping 40,000 HP, which is the same as a lot of bosses. Also note that this damage is only the damage from her skill, and she deals additional physical damage from her normal attacks. Here's a graph I made to demonstrate the damage increase per second of skill activation, but all you need to know is that this graph means stonks. Now let's look at her skill 3. Texas's skill 3 doesn't deal as much raw damage as her skill 2, but it has a lot of AoE use cases. For example, she can kill Mephisto and the entire wave of big guys on 511. She can also take out the boss as well as flowers and drones on SV9. Her skill 3 is also great for killing Frost Nova, since Sword Rain is still activated while she is frozen. In fact, she is able to kill both phases of Frost Nova before she is able to wreak too much havoc on the bottom lane. Per deployment, she deals a maximum of 7,043 arts damage to the 50 res Frost Nova with her skill 3, or approximately 28% of her HP, in addition to the high damage from her normal physical attacks. Her normal attacks do so much damage due to her skill's attack multipliers, as well as Frost Nova's low defense. What also makes her perfect for cases like this is that her 18-second redeployment time, which is reduced to 16 seconds by her trait, allows her to be redeployed very quickly. So those are the reasons why Texas the Omertosa is SSS tier crack. But why would I say that you might not want to pull for her? This is because of another upcoming CN operator, Kirin x Yato. Kirin x Yato fulfills a mostly interchangeable role compared to Texas the Omertosa, and in 90% of situations, kills enemies faster than Texas and deals damage more quickly. The only situation where Kirin Yato does not live up to the same ability as Texas the Omertosa is pure AoE due to Texas's AoE skill 3. But besides that, Kirin Yato is going to power creep Texas the Omertosa in almost every area. So the choice is really up to you. If you like Texas and want to pull for her, you will 100% not be disappointed. But if you like Kirin Yato's abilities, you might want to wait and save your pulls instead of using them on this banner. Personally, I will only be pulling for one copy of Texas the Omertosa unless this video gets to 1,000 likes, in which case I might wail for more potentials and make a guide comparing the difference in her potentials. Let me know your plans in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Peace.